Hello there my peoples, in today's video I'll show you how I built this T-34 from Zvezda in 1/72 scale. As always, I start out by cutting out the pieces from the sprue and then glue them together with thin plastic cement. Let's just stop for a while to admire the beautiful weld detail the kit has. I drill holes in the exhaust pipes to make them look better. The fit of the wheels is way too tight, so I trimmed down the pins a bit. I've bought this nice metal gun barrel to replace the original plastic one. I don't like the way in which the turret mounts to the hull, so I decided to modify it. The grab handles are missing in the kit, thus I made them myself from some copper wire. When they're in place, I secure them with superglue. For filling holes and gaps, I use Tamiya basic putty. The T-34 model 1942 had a cast turret that had a rough texture. To recreate the effect, I stippled some Tamiya basic putty diluted with Mr. Cement S on the surface. I also textured the MG mount in the hull. This version of the T-34 had its front welded from two plates and a connector piece. Sadly, the welds are missing here, so I decided to make them using the stretch sprue method. I simply hit up the sprue over a flame and then pull a thin string from it, and later I texture it with a sharp knife. When you look at historical photos, you can notice that the fenders were often very damaged or even completely missing. You can recreate that effect on your model with the help of a soldering iron, although you need to be very careful with it because it's very easy to overdo the effect. I want to place some individual tracklings on the side of the tank, so I took the kit provided spare tracks and cut them apart. I cover all metal parts with a metal primer to prevent the upcoming paint from chipping. Okay, last modification before painting. I punched out some circles from an aluminum can with the reverse end of a drill bit, and then glued them on the driver's hatch with plastic cement. After assembling the model, I prime its entire surface with a mahogany colored primer. I sprayed the model with Tamiya dark green. Unfortunately, I haven't recorded this step because my camera stopped working. Now I paint some highlights to nicely bring out the shapes of the tank and also to make it look less uniform. You can use masking tape to achieve sharp contrast between parts of the model. I added some more yellow-green into the mix and sprayed even more highlights. To make the surface smoother, I sprayed some lacquer thinner on top of it. It melts the paint for a couple of seconds and makes it level itself out. I want to push the contrast even further, so I resorted to using a regular paintbrush and painted some details with a light green acrylic paint. I know it may seem like an overkill right now, but don't worry, the effect will get significantly toned down with upcoming weathering effects. To protect the paint drop, I apply a thin layer of satin varnish. The tank still looks a little boring, so I decided to paint some markings on the turret using oil paints. Oil paints are very good for this task as you can easily correct any mistakes with enamel thinner. Now it's time for a pin wash. This time, instead of using some ready enamel products, I made my own wash with dark brown oil paint diluted with enamel thinner. When the wash is dry, I blend the excess with enamel thinner. Because the model looks a bit too new for my taste, I paint some chipping, starting out with light colored scratches applied with a piece of kitchen sponge. The sponge is a useful tool, however it's not really precise, so it's good to refine some scratches with a fine paintbrush. And now I fill the previously made scratches with a dark rust color. I apply a layer of rust wash to all chips and then blend it to make them look like corroded steel. Oil paints are also useful for creating some initial stains and dirt passes. You simply need to apply some paint in a desired place and blend it with a completely dry brush. I also create some streaks using the same oil paint. I give the tracks a polished look by dry brushing some silver paint on them. The model doesn't look bad as it is now, but I wanted to enhance the dirt effects a little bit more, so I used Tamiya enamel paints. To give the spare tracks a bit of variety, I paint each one in a different shade of grey, and after that I apply a layer of rust wash over them. I paint the exhaust in a similar way to the ones on my Panzer III model. Soviet tanks were often seen with some wooden logs attached to them. I create the aforementioned logs from a shish kebab stick and a toothpick, and create the bark texture using a razor saw. Lead wire is very useful for attaching things to the model. Unfortunately, I didn't have any at hand, so I had to resort to using thin copper wire. I stained the wood using some diluted dark brown oil paints. To bring out the bark texture and also give it a more natural color, I dry brushed on some light grey and then stained the wood again. And now all that's left is some finishing touches, like polishing the machine gun with a pencil and creating smoke stains. time for a small conclusion. The kit is very good in my opinion. It's quite simple to build, but at the same time it has great detail for this scale. I would highly recommend it both to beginners as well as experienced modelers. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching and see you in the next one.